What's up, guys? Welcome to the On the Screws Golf YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, I'd like to invite you below, subscribe so you can be notified anytime we release a new podcast, which is every Friday about 5 p.m. Eastern Time, or any of the products that we might feature for a review on the page. If you're not already, please head over to our Instagram account, @OTSGolf. Give us a follow there. We connect with a lot of really cool people in the golf community. And if you like the video, please head below, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments section about anything that you might like to see featured on this page. But alright, let's get into the video.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to On the Screws podcast. We're here with Jesse Florkowski. Nailed it.
We got it.
How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
No, thanks, Jesse. I was saying, like, we've been chatting for a little while now, and one of the things we kick off a lot of episodes with is me absolutely torching somebody's name. So I don't know if we're gonna cut out Bryce's first intro there.
This week we have Jamie Florkowski.
Come on, man. We're so worried about the last name, and you missed the first name. Sedlowski. Jesse Florkowski hits the ball a long way, but this week we don't have Jamie Sedlowski. Absolutely torched the name, and Bryce did the same. So we might have to mix that in right here, or you might have just heard it. But Jesse, thanks for coming on. We've connected with you through Todd at Paragolf Canada. We've been chatting a little while now, so I appreciate you making time and coming on.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got into the game and how it started.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm 31 years old. Born and raised in Medicine Hat, Alberta. I was actually born with one arm above the elbow due to a birth defect. I was lucky enough to be raised by my grandparents, and they were actually avid golfers, and took me out to the golf course one day, and I think I was swinging a golf club before I could even walk. Golf's been a big part of my life, and hopefully it continues for a very long time.
That's awesome, man. We were just saying I have a 4-week-old son today, actually, so he's been to the driving range a couple times already. He has not swung a club yet, but he's been on the range, pooped, peed, whatever it is on the range, and kind of cemented his territory there. But you mentioned you had one arm, Jesse, and we kind of connected through Paragolf Canada, who we've had on in the past, and the things that Todd is doing for, people of all disabilities, whether he mentioned like there's some people who've had strokes, or like yourself might have like a loss of a limb, or really just any way to connect individuals to be able to enjoy the game. Now, we're 3 pretty good golfers in this chat, and I was telling Bryce, I was like, Jesse is very good. Like, you're a 5-time one-armed champ. Is that North American champion?
It is, yeah. Like, there's people from all over the world that come to that one, but yeah, it's classified as the North American one-arm championship. Okay,
so, and you've won that 5 times now.
Yes, 5 out of 6 times I played, or 6 out of 7. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's one of the two.
That's awesome. So I'll ask you a bit of a 2-part question, because obviously at your level, you're having extreme success with the game. You're a PGA Tour of Canada member. I don't know what your handicap is, but if you track it, I would love to hear it. Can you share some of your challenges and that you faced and overcome throughout your game, and then also kind of let us know any like accolades that you've also accomplished as well?
Yeah, for sure. So I actually do track my handicap for every score. Right now I'm sitting at plus 0.9 right now. But yeah, so like. Yeah. So like some of the things that I've accomplished. I guess the one good thing about, or I guess not the good thing, but the easier thing is with me being born with one arm. I think I've been able to adjust a lot easier than someone that maybe have lost an arm or had a stroke or something later on in life, right? And so I kind of really don't know any different, right? So a lot of people ask me like if one day if someone could give you an arm, or if there was technology out there, if you could have one, I probably would say no, because I think I'd be totally lost. Like, I don't think I'd even know what the heck to do. Right? But yeah, so like for like some of the golf things I've done, I've actually played on the Mesa College golf team for 3 years. I travel all throughout the United States and played a lot of disabled tournaments. So far, I've won 21 divisional disabled open golf tournaments to this day.
So yeah, I'm gonna hop in because we put this up on YouTube. So anybody watching over on YouTube, or if you're listening in your car on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever it may be, do us a favor, head over to YouTube. I'm going to drop a video of Jesse's swing right here. Jesse, you're a fellow lefty as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Bryce is not. So many of my buddies, I say this all the time. Like I golf with 7 or 8 guys randomly. Was just chatting with my buddies Curtis and Kirk. Thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. But we're all lefties, right? So it's kind of nice to see another lefty and somebody with an accent kind of like mine. So it's pretty cool. So 20, you mentioned 21 divisional titles. I had to stop you there because that is something that is great on any field. So it's if you could kind of maybe explain what some of those events are like going to them, and are you playing a lot of, like, I know when Todd mentioned what he was doing with Paragolf Canada, trying to match you with golfers of similar abilities or people that are, like if you have one arm or whatever it may be. And so I feel like playing at a plus 0.9, you said you're going to have a hard time matching up with players that are as good as you. You're a better golfer than I am. You're a better golfer than Bryce is. Both of us on the chat, and we are both very good golfers. But how has that been for you? What have some of the events been like? And with some of the work that Paragolf is doing, are you seeing some more, I guess the word I'm looking for is just some more, I guess, like-minded golfers?
For sure. So like I said, with Todd and what he's done with Paragolf, I think the challenge, like you said, is trying to get everyone to group together and see if you can have a fair playing field, right? Because it's not fair, or it might not be fair for like a lay guy to competing with someone that maybe be blind or one-armed, something like that, right? So I think they're trying to figure out how we can do that. But when I play in the events, what they usually do is, so like I'm classified as a G4, meaning so I swing with one arm, don't touch the club with anything else, like a prosthetic or anything like that. And what we'll do is we'll compete together. But for instance, if I want to compete for the overall championship, I would just play from the back tees, play against the overall champ, like the championship, and still competing against the one-arm guys as well.
So it's not necessarily handicap driven. It's more they would just back a tee, and then they would call that fair from there.
Exactly. So like if you want to play for the overall, they don't take handicap, like a golf handicap even disability, right? So like if you want to play for the overall championship, you'd be competing against guys that have missing legs, maybe that are blind, maybe CP or something like that.
And so that would be included in those 21 divisional championships?
Exactly. So like,
right on.
But I've won like the arm divisions in those tournaments, but I've also won the overall championship. Like for instance, like the Alberta Amputee Open, like in my province, I've won it 7 times. I've won the BC one 3 times overall. The overall Canadian Amputee and Disabled Golf Association tournament, I've won that one twice. I've won the one-armed 6 times.
Wow.
So going along with winning, we heard that you had the longest drive using one arm.
I do. So
give us some background on that.
Yeah, for sure. So I believe it was 3-4 years ago. There's a gentleman in the States that did a bunch of long drive stuff, and he went to a lot of the long drives, and he was promoting like disabled long drives. So he got an event going on with a pair long drive competition. It was actually held at Mesquite at the same grid that the guys were playing off on this weekend. And yeah, I managed to get it out there 333 yards. That was the longest of the 2 days that I hold the world record for that. So it's pretty cool.
Wow, that's pretty. Holding a world record at all is pretty amazing, and that is a long drive. That is not short at all. Is that the longest one that you've put out that you can remember?
Like it probably in like a long drive competition, but like I'm sure I've hit it further in like
wow,
regular play or something like that. Well, actually, yesterday or a couple days ago, it was a par 5. It was like 530 at 138 in. Oof. So
that's not bad. That's not bad.
So yeah, it's been good.
Bryce here hits the ball an absolute mile. we played a couple rounds recently, so I can comfortably say Bryce's average driving distance was somewhere around 340 off the tee. And this is always a great opportunity to talk about my near hole-in-one on number 5 at Dundas Valley. Do this all the time, 345 yards. Yeah, so didn't happen for me. But I always love asking this question, Jesse, and I gave you a little bit of heads up. I love finding out from people their dream foursome. So it doesn't have to be golf related. It's just one of those questions that we can kind of learn a little bit about you, some of the players that you'd like to play with, or even, some celebrities, whoever it may be. So if you were to be able to play around with any other 3 people, who would they be?
Yeah, it'd probably be, I think anyone would kind of choose Tiger. I know what he probably did was the best thing back in the day, but I mean, for what he's done for the game of golf, I think we owe everything to Tiger for what he's done. And even the guys on tour, right, they have everything to owe to him. So I say Tiger, probably another lucky Canadian, Mike Weir.
Love it.
And then probably another, so another golf related, probably Phil Mickelson, lefty as well.
That's all.
That is
touch Max heartstrings there with the Mike Weir.
Yeah, if you listen to this episode in the intro, we have an awesome intro from Rory Blaklroy. So anybody listening at this point, go check him out at Rory Blaklroy, kind of like Rory McIlroy, and go check him out on IG. And then I cut a little snippet in there of when Mike Weir won the green jacket. So that is a definite soft spot for me. I love it. Yeah. Bryce, did I cut you off? Do you have anything you wanted to ask?
Just one more thing. We kind of touched on it when we were chatting before. Just your thoughts on Bryson doing a long drive. Do you think it's good for that? Do you think it's bad? Just give me your thoughts and what you think about it.
For sure. Like I was saying, I'm for what he's actually accomplished in the long drive. I think no one expected anything like that. I don't even think he even did. Whether it's good for the game, I believe 100% it is. Nowadays, everyone wants to hit it as far as they can, right? So all these young guys that are watching Bryson doing it, I think it's huge for the game, and it'll get a lot of people into the game.
Yeah.
Whether it's regular golf or long drive.
Yeah, and we all have different opinions on him, whether it's good or bad. But
for sure,
I think we all have to agree he's good for the game, and he's growing it, no matter which way it's going. As long as you're bringing more fans in,
exactly, and I totally 100% agree with that. Is if he's bringing people into the game and bringing more people to play the game, I'm all for it.
Hey, and that's kind of like one of the things that Todd was saying too, right? So again, Todd Kierstead, if you haven't already listened to our episode of Paragolf Canada, go back a couple. I'll try and link it in the description, but excuse me, same type of thing, right? Just trying to get more people to play the game. And we've been lucky enough to speak with, I have the 2020 Canadian Long Drive champ. So I was talking to him just a few minutes before we hopped on, and he was, I think he finished in 9th or 10th. And he was saying how just unbelievable Bryson was. Just came up, kind of chatted with everybody, made time for everybody who wanted to talk to him, shared some, shared some ideas, thoughts on the game, etc. And I just saw, that's why I'm looking up something on my phone. I'm not ignoring the two of you, but I don't know if either one of you guys have seen this because it was just posted a little while ago, but the match. Yeah, so it says November 26th, Thanksgiving weekend, Wynn Golf Club Vegas. Yeah, so that'll be pretty wild.
Are they going to be going at each other on the mics, or do you think it's going to be pretty contained?
I think it's going to get built up. Like, you see a lot of those like boxing events, and they get built up. The guys are at each other, and then they're kind of friends by the time they get there. Like we saw them sort of kind of reconnect at the Ryder Cup, and the hug and whatnot. I think look, I know I'm a Bryson fan, I'm a Brooks fan, I'm just a golf fan in general. So Bryson's a unique guy, but I think he made a lot of fans at the Ryder Cup, and Brooks had kind of I don't want to say it was a black eye moment there, but he sort of had a not great moment when he was trying to get the lift on the one play, right? But I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's great for the game. Those guys are exactly, and I think it was called, I can't remember, it was like the PDI, like there's money going out to like players that are most active on social media. So these guys are both geniuses, man. Like it's like 40 million over the course of a year, and they are going to get a significant chunk of that, right? So I wanted to ask you, Jesse, a little bit. So you're a PGA of Canada member, correct?
That is correct, yeah. As soon as I got out of college and finished playing college golf, I got my card right away and have been in the association ever since.
Right on. So how was that for you? Like I think I know a little bit about it. So obviously you teach, and then when you're qualifying to get your PGA of Canada, you have to you play a tournament, correct?
Yeah, so I guess the good thing with me is because I played college golf and my scores were good enough, they ended up just taking my college scores, giving me a pad exemption, just giving me my cards. So
Love it. Okay.
out.
So you're still teaching to this day?
I am, yeah.
Okay. What club are you working at? Do you mind mentioning it?
Yeah, so Canucks Golf Course in Medicine Hat.
Okay, and right after you and I spoke, we were actually we connected, and I think like the very next day you went and golfed with Aconot with Dale Vallely. I always again ruin his name, so I see you. Anybody checking it out, I see the Dogfather hat here. So how was that for you? Because I know that obviously he has a massive social media following, and just seems like just your typical Canadian guy, which all three of us here are, although Bryce is down in the States now, but. It seems like a really, really cool guy. So how was that? I know he kind of mentioned he was like blown away by how good of a player you were. So what was the experience like golfing with him?
Yeah, for sure. It's been actually awesome. Actually, Dale's been a member at Canal Golf Course since he was small. Like actually our head professional was a head professional back in the day, and his parents would actually drop Dale off at the golf course, and Brian would pretty much babysit him because he'd be there from sun up to sundown. He'd play all the time. But playing with him, it's been great. He actually, he's one that actually got me kind of moving forward and saying that people should be looking out, and what I'm doing is remarkable. So he's one that he actually posted a few videos of me on his Instagram page, and it's crazy how many. Like I got you guys contacting me, I had a few other ones. The followers I had on my Instagram increased was like significantly. It's crazy what social media can do.
Absolutely, man. Like, absolutely. I remember like you and I had spoke, I think literally like the afternoon before you guys went golfing after, cause I first, learned about you through Todd posting on the Pair Golf page.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'm kind of flipping through IG stories and I was like, no way. That's like, I was literally just talking to that guy. And so it was great to kind of connect. And again, I appreciate you coming on. You mentioned a little while ago, so I had a bit of a connection with the Canadian Tour, PGA Tour Canada this year. Got to carry the bag for a weekend, the TPC stop, and when they were out at Elk Ridge, you mentioned that there was a past event where Triple Bogey Brewing sponsored an event there, right? So you have some have some familiarity with Triple Bogey Brewing. So this is the Swing Oil segment, hydrated by Triple Bogey. Bryce and I are just going to fire off a couple questions. They're layups, just to learn about you, kind of share with any of our listeners a little bit about Jesse Florkowski, not Jamie Florkowski or Jesse Sadlowski. This is Jesse Florkowski, the longest one-arm hitter in the world, correct?
Correct.
Amazing. So
it has a nice ring to it.
that is a pretty incredible feat. So I got to know, have you ever had a hole in one?
I have not. I'm still searching.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite snack at the turn?
Favorite snack? Well, Dale would probably like this, but he definitely got me hooked onto hot dogs.
Condiments or none?
Yeah. What's
Definitely condiments. I don't know how he does it, but
what's going on it? Everything?
Ketchup and onions. I know it sounds weird, but yeah.
I like it. Like I might throw some mustard on there in place of ketchup, but if it was ketchup, either way, throw some onions on there and I'm good. Favorite track you've ever played?
Probably, I would say Innisbrook, where I believe it's the Valspar Championship was played on, or Copperhead, where the Valspar Championship was played.
Valspar Championship. We've got a Canadian winner there in Corey Connors.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. All right.
Favorite on-course beverage, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Alcoholic would be spiced rum and Diet Coke.
Love it. Okay, I've had a few spiced rum and Diet Cokes in my time. Lowest round ever recorded?
66, and that included 10 birdies and a double on a par 5.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, that is the Swing Oil segment, hydrated by Triple Bogey Brewing. Thank you, Jesse. That is pretty amazing. But hold on, we got to talk about that a little bit. So 66, 10 birdies, no eagles,
Could have been a
No eagle. No eagle.
and a 7.
Took a 7 on number 9 to shoot, I think, 3 under.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I mean, I had 2 other bogeys, and one of them was a 3-putt, and then I just. But yeah, it could have been. It could have been extremely low.
That definitely, yeah, that could easily be flipped to a 63, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Bryce, do you know your low round?
70.
70, okay.
I haven't broke it yet. I can't do it. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, and for me, it's I think it's a 72 or 73, and I've told that story before. So, it was like playing competitive high school golf or whatever. I was playing in like I don't know if it was the Ontario Championships, and I was in 3rd, I think, and I shot a 91 the next day. So it was it was pretty rough. I was in like grade 9 or 10, so I
wasted my best round this year. We were in the scramble tournament, me and my boss, and I had 7 solo birdies, and we shot 59, and I was in a scramble.
I like it. Yeah, that one at Dundas. So that's where Mac Hughes grew up playing, and I was solo 6 under through 6, and our group was 8 under, and that's my like near hole-in-one story. 345-yard par 4, hit it to like just over a foot. Like, love telling that story, but I did not miss the eagle putt too, if you're wondering. But it was at the point where I could literally hold my phone over. Like, it was so close that I could hold my phone and still tap it in and not miss. But Jesse, really appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate what you guys are doing for the game, and you know, Todd as well. I literally was just talking to Todd a couple days ago about I think he's looking at starting up a podcast. So hopefully we can hear you on that podcast as well. It's always great to connect with other Canadians, hear a little bit of our our twang or whatever it may be. But appreciate you coming on. Maybe we can catch up again with you sometime and have you on. So this will go out for anybody listening here. It goes out, of course, on any streaming platform. So that's Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, whatever it may be, and at On the Screws Podcast over on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram at OTS Golf. And of course, where could we get a hold of you or connect with you, Jesse? Any of your social media platforms?
Yeah, for sure. So Instagram is jflow.01. Facebook is just my name, Jesse Florkowski, as well as Twitter, Jesse Florkowski.
Awesome. I will definitely, I'll post a couple videos throughout the chat here over on YouTube. I'll link your social media down in the description. And if you haven't, you got to go over and check it out. And that's an episode of On the Screws Podcast. Bryce did the intro. Awesome time today. Awesome time.
I still don't think we've gone full episode without butchering your name, but maybe next week.
Hey, I did okay today. I did all right. It's when it's when I.
We're to combine units, and you can't count it.
Exactly. So when I hear that deep Canadian voice like myself, I feel at home. I feel comfortable. I'm less nervous. But you asked me to pronounce Marty Savich, Winskovich. Sorry, guys, but
well, we were talking about Long Drive and Jesse, Jamie, Florkowski, Sludlowski, whatever.
yeah,
It's just for me, right? A tongue twister.
it is definitely a tongue twister. But all right, guys, enjoy the rest of the season. I know you mentioned that you guys are turning over kind of tomorrow, Jesse. So hopefully get a bit more golf in, enjoy it, and all the best to you, man. Thank you for popping on, and hopefully we can catch up again.
Awesome. Thanks so much, you guys, for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Is out in my ball in the course where I tee up. I lose the ball and I re-up. I miss a fairway, I probably end up in the ocean or maybe the beach. And I'm on a par 5 and I'm finna go reach it. Second was blind, I ain't see it. Feel like it might be an albatross working.